Alright, what's up there, people? Today's video is going to be called Motorcycle Talk. I know it's kind of funny. I want to do a motorcycle talk video. I should be doing it on my motorcycle while I'm motovlogging. But I got stuff to do. I got to make several stops. I got to be in and out, on and off, in and out. So I don't want to be on with the helmet, on and off with the helmet. So I'm just going to do it now because I'm pressed for time. But anyway, motorcycle talk. Let's talk about motorcycles for a second. As you know, well, I'm going to say as you know, I'm hoping to buy a brand new motorcycle in 2018. But before I do, let me talk about what I got now and why I even want to buy a motorcycle in 2018, a brand new one. First off, let me say, I don't really like, personally, me, myself, I don't really like buying brand new, or I buy brand new motorcycles. Me personally, I just don't like buying used motorcycles. Some people, that's all they buy is used motorcycles, and if that's your thing, more power to you. I'm not trying to knock anybody who goes out and buys a used motorcycle. I mean, there's a market for everything. But me personally, I just don't buy used motorcycles. Now, some people are like, "Oh, you're crazy. You're buy a brand new motorcycle. That's a waste of money, and it's gonna drop in value, and it's gonna lose money." Well, for me, that whole dropping in value and lose money, and you never get nothing when it's time to sell it or trade in, it doesn't matter to me because I never really planned on trading in or selling any of my motorcycles. So the three motorcycles I have in my possession now, when I got them, there was never any plans to trade them in or sell them or flip bikes every other year. That's just not my thing. When I buy the bike, I buy it to keep it basically forever, as long as I'm physically able to. As long as I'm here, the bikes will be here. So that's why I always buy brand new motorcycles, because to me, I like having something nobody else has had, starting from a bare slate, rather than get something somebody's already customized and tinkered with, and this and that and the other. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with used bikes. Everybody's got to do what they got to do. If it's between buying a used bike and not having no bike at all, yeah, go ahead and get the used bike. At least you get you riding, at least you get you having fun. But me personally, I've just never been in that position where I had to buy a used bike like that. So all the bikes I got, I try to buy them brand new bikes. That's what I'm into, brand new bikes. Maybe because I deal with used cars, classic cars, old cars. So it's like I don't need any motorcycle projects, like car projects. I spend enough of my time searching online, going through junkyards, looking for old car parts. I don't want to do the same thing with my motorcycle stuff too. So when I get my bikes, I want to buy brand new bikes, brand new parts, and I want to just, hit the ground running. I'd rather have fun riding them and then adding stuff along the way, rather than get something old, an old bike, and have to rebuild it. Rebuilding motorcycles ain't my thing. It's cool. Don't get me wrong, it's cool. I just personally don't have the time to mess with cars and mess with bikes all at the same time. I've already got too many car projects going on. I don't need the bike projects too. So back to what I got. So far, like I said, currently I own 3 motorcycles. I have a Suzuki Gixxer 600 2002. That was my very first bike. That bike is special to me. And then I also have, my second bike was a Suzuki DR 650 middle size, midweight, basically dual sport. And I like that bike. And my last bike was the Z1000, the 2016 Kawasaki Z1000. Now, let me talk about the Kawasaki Z1000 for a second. We're just going to start with that, and then I'll probably work my way back to the other 2 bikes and then probably another video. But the Kawasaki Z1000, when I bought that bike brand new off the showroom floor, didn't really have any miles on it. I was the first owner. And the reason why I bought that bike is, to me, and for me and my situation, I wanted a bike where I can use it as a commuter bike. and I can use it to get back and forth to work. I can ride it every day. I can basically use this bike to commute with and save money on gas, because every vehicle I've ever owned has have modified gas guzzling V8s. And the only reason I'm able to own that because I don't drive them every day like that. I've never really owned a small car or something that's good on gas, so I've always had bikes. So the Z1000 to me was the perfect bike for just everyday commuting, and the price was right on it, you know. Now, by no means do I think the Z1000 is the best naked bike, sport bike in the land, because it really ain't. But for me, it was perfect because to me it's the best. Man, person almost got hit. Ran down the street. To me, the Z1000 is the perfect commuter bike. Now, for the record, I love the Ducati Monster. To me, the Ducati Monster is the ultimate naked sport bike. You know, Ducati Monster to me is the king of all naked sport bikes. But when it was time for me to get a naked sport bike, I had to ask myself, what do I want to use it for? I want to use it for daily commuting. And as much as I love the Ducati Monster, and as much as I would love to own one day, I know deep down inside I had to ask myself, would I really want to ride a Ducati Monster every single day? And the answer is, yeah, sure, I'd love to ride it every single day, but you know, then you got to ask yourself is, do you really want to ride it to work, leave it in the parking lot, leave it sitting in the blazing sun, wear and tear on the bike, you know, and this and that? And I was like, no, I don't want to. That's too nice of a bike. That's like, the Ducati Monster is like my dream naked motorcycle. So it's like, ain't no way I'm gonna want to drive my dream bike every single day and then be comfortable enough to leave my dream bike sitting in the parking lot for 8 hours a day, sometimes 10 hours a day, out in the blazing sun. So it wasn't happening. So that's why I got the Z1000. I love to own the Ducati Monster one day, but I will still have to have my Z1000 for the daily commuter, because as much as I like my Z1000, the price was low enough to where I can justify riding it on the freeway every single day, getting rock chips, the wear and tear, sitting in the sun for 8-10 hours a day. I'm not really tripping off the Z1000, because at the end of the day, I do like the bike, but if something happens major to the bike, it's not going to be as heartbreaking to where it's my dream bike. It's the bike I lusted after, you know, because if I get a Ducati Monster, there will be no leaving it in the parking lot, sitting in the blazing sun for 8 hours a day. It would be, I'm riding it, or when it's parked, I got my eyes on it at all times. One of them type of bikes, sort of like Kawasaki H2. You know, you're not just going to drive an H2 all willy-nilly every single day and get rock chips in it and just leave it in blazing sun for 8-10 hours a day. It just ain't that type of bike. I believe once you go over a certain price point of a bike, you just can't, I mean, some people do, don't get me wrong, some people don't care, but me personally, my pockets ain't deep like that where I can just go spend big money on the bike and then just basically dog it out and just leave it anywhere and it don't matter. So yeah, that's mainly why I bought the Kawasaki Z1000. It was the perfect bike for me in the situation I was in. And it's still the perfect bike for me. It's still a good all-around, go-around bike. And that's what it is. So I'm going to end this video right here. Like I said, this is going to be motorcycle talk. From time to time, I'm going to talk about motorcycles. I'm going to talk about my motorcycles. I'm going to talk about other motorcycles. And hopefully I can get some other people involved in this motorcycle talk. Doing motor vlogs and stuff like that. I'm gonna try to make the next one inside or not inside, on the bike. But like I said, today I just wanted to get this first one out today. I just wanted to get this first one done today, and I had stuff to do. I wasn't trying to be, I gotta make several stops today, so I really didn't feel like riding my bike, stopping, taking the helmet off, turning the camera off, putting all the gear in the backpack, and then, you know, doing the, and then rinse, wash, and repeat, doing the same thing over again, stopping after stop after stop. So today, the best option for me was to ride this Tahoe, the big beast, and there you have it, folks. 100 Spoke Rider. I gotta go in here and go in this bank though real quick. 100 Spoke Riders, signing out.